Hi guys, and welcome to my next tutorial. This time it will be about a quick startup, taxi and takeoff. Everything you need to get going in a short video. If you haven't seen my previous tutorials, check them out here so you understand what's going on in this video. I plan on making a full-sized startup tutorial later, where I will explain more of what the ground crew does outside of the aircraft and following also a real-life procedure a bit more closely. I will also show some footage and pictures that I've taken from my time in the Swiss military serving as ground crew on the Tiger. So let's get going in this video with a quick startup. Alright, so to start off, we rearm our aircraft.
Request rearming.
Now to start our engines, we actually need pressured air from an external source. For that we have these little carts. They have a little engine inside and they will push air through this tube into the bottom of our aircraft. And first we need to have our ground crew connect this tube to our aircraft, but we can't do this until the rearming process is done. So we can start off with our cockpit. First off, we need to turn on our batteries, generators, and left and right boost pumps. And then we want to turn on our external lights so people around us know that we are about to start the engines. There we go, rearming is complete. So now we have our ground crew connect the external pressured air. For that we go through our comms menu, then F8 and then F5 for pressured air and F1 for connect.
Copy.
And now do the same again, F8, F5 and then F3 for apply. And you will see that the left engine RPM is going to come up. There we go. At 10% RPM we want to come down here and press our left engine start button. And then come back here and have our throttle come out of the off into the idle position. And now you can hear that the engine is starting up. The engine will spool up to about 50% RPM and that's when the generators will kick in. Also our emergency flow lights will turn off at that point. It's a good indicator. There we go. We can silence the warning and immediately start with the left engine. Just apply the air again and it will automatically choose the right engine this time.
Copy.
Here we can see it coming up. At 10% we're going to press the right engine start button and take our right throttle out of the off into the idle detent. Then you can hear the engine coming up. While this is spooling up, we can already start in the cockpit. I'm going to go from the left side all the way through the right side so we don't forget anything. First of all, on the left side, pitch and yaw damper go into the on position. We can turn our radar into the standby position. Then on the throttle we have the speed brake. It needs to go forward now, so the speed brakes go in because they start in the outward position. Also our flaps lever should go into the automatic position now, and we should see our flaps go into full on the indicator. Then on the front panel down here we have 6 things that we need to do. First of all, up here we have the fast erect button. It will center our horizon and our compass. Then we need to take our horizon and put it 3 degrees below the horizon so it compensates for a bit of angle of attack. We also need to uncage our backup horizon and also put it 3 degrees below horizon. Then in the middle here we want to turn on our guns and missile sight into missile position. Come down here to the UHF cons, turn them into main. On here the RWR needs to have power so it can start its warm-up procedure. And down here we have the pitot anti-ice, we're going to turn that on. Now to the right we have the oxygen supply, we're going to turn that on. And also our IFF, also want to turn this knob into norm. Coming back here we can adjust our cockpit lights. And here as well. And that's it for the startup. Now we need to prepare for a taxi. We disconnect our pressured air close to canopy.
Copy.
And then we're ready and turn on our taxi and landing light. There we go. Now while we taxi, we need to hold our nose wheel steering button to turn left or right, otherwise our nose wheel will not actively be steered. So we'll increase our throttle a little bit. Once we get rolling, we want to tap the brakes, see if they work. There we go. Now I'm gonna hold down my nose wheel steering button and go left here. You don't want to release the nose wheel steering button until you're going straight again, otherwise you'll lose control of the aircraft. Alright, let's hold short here at the runway. So there is 4 things that we need to check before we take off. Down here we have our pitch trim indicator. If you don't have track IR and you can't see it properly, you can also press right control and enter. You'll see this little indicator here. Now down here we have a little red line. This is 10 degrees nose pitch up trim, and this is 0 degrees. Now for a light aircraft without any external stores, we need 6 degrees of takeoff trim, and for a fully loaded aircraft we need 9 degrees. So now that we have 1 fuel tank and 2 sidewinders, we want to have about 7 degrees. So I'm putting in up to 7 now. You can see it coming down here. There we go, that's 7 degrees. Then we also need to check our speed brakes in, flaps are out, and that our landing lights is on. Okay, let's check for traffic. Don't see anything. Let's line up. Now here again you need to hold your nose wheel steering button until you're going straight, otherwise once you'll start the takeoff roll you will swerve to the left or to the right, and that would be quite unfortunate. So line up your aircraft, then go a little bit straight and only then push the brakes. There we go. Now I've released my nose wheel steering button and we're gonna hike our nose upwards, give us that angle of attack of 3 degrees for the takeoff. There we go. Now we push the brakes in and we'll increase our throttle to about 100 RPM. Do this slowly so you don't overshoot the 100 RPM, otherwise your brake will not be able to hold all that power. Okay, engines are looking good. Let's check for surroundings. We are clear. Release the brakes and increase throttle to 100%, including afterburners. Now I'm not holding my nose wheel steering, I'm just using my rudder to keep the center line, and I'm looking for 150 knots here to rotate. There we go. Pull up. Get into a climb. Positive climb rate, gears up. And now I'm already starting to trim my nose back down, because otherwise I'll have a pretty high nose up. There we go. Stable climb. And now already you want to turn on your external fuel tanks. For me that's only the central line. And watch for the nose not to come up that high. Alright, that concludes this tutorial on startup, taxi and takeoff. I hope you liked. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Comment and subscribe if you'd like to see future upcoming tutorials. Have a nice day.